Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sara and today we're gonna talk about actually a lot of things. Let me start by saying that yes, this is the first video that I'm making where I'm not really driving, simply because I understood that I love driving, definitely, and at the same time I did not have a lot of time to make the video, so I had to combine driving to work with making the videos. But I also noticed that my way of talking, the quality of words that I'm using, and the type of speech that I'm actually doing is not that good. So I would rather want to figure it out how to find time in order to make videos for you, in order to deliver the message instead of just sending random videos while I'm driving and the message is there, but it's not 100% the one that I want to send you. So from today on, I'm gonna try to make videos always in the car because I do love staying in my car. However, from different settings, and at the same time, it's gonna be like this. So yes, welcome to the new version of this channel, even though it has been only 1 month experience. Perfect. Now let me tell you that I noticed that I'm giving you a lot of advices, but if you don't know from where these advices come from, then the value, even though I'm saying the right thing, does not mean that the value is gonna be delivered to you. Because you don't know if I'm just a yappa, if I'm someone that did actually go through this, if I'm someone that has a degree. All right. So actually, I don't have a degree in this type of things. I would have loved to, because that would have meant that I could talk about this type of things without experiencing them. But I am the second type. I am the person that went through a couple of bad experiences, and that, thank God, I really have the skill of learning through my mistakes. I always try to figure out what is the lesson that I can learn from something specific happening in my life. So in this case, I really did learn a lot from what happened to me back then. And that's the reason why I decided to open this channel, to share with you all of my knowledge, to share with you everything what I learned. Because sometimes the type of friend that you need is the person that actually did go through that things, because these are the people that actually you should listen to, because they didn't read this in books, they didn't read this or hear this from friends, they did really experience them, and they know how it can hurt, or what is actually the right thing to do in certain situations. And that's something that I learned in this life, is that always take advices from people that failed or succeeded in that experience. From who failed, listen to what to not do, and to who succeeded, try to copy paste what they did. All right, so now let me tell you more about me, about my journey, because it might be that you don't know much about me. I am Moroccan, and I was born in Morocco. I left Morocco when I was only 2 years old, from Rabat. After that, I went directly, like my mother decided to, she divorced and she decided to go to Italy. Once she went to Italy, we started our new life there. She got married with someone else. They had 2 babies together. And all of my life till my early 20s, I will share it with you slightly, but I don't want to tell you exactly everything what happened. So in my early 20s, I decided to go to Germany. The reason why I went to Germany is because actually I wanted to go to the UK. They didn't let me because of Brexit and COVID together, so I could not take the flight. And I went directly to Germany, and in Germany, I started my life from scratch. The 3rd day in Germany, I met for the first time my ex-boyfriend. We did not start a relationship straight away. It took around 2 months, 2 months, yeah, in order to actually start living together. I think I already made a video where I explained the reason why we started to living together. And within other 2 months, we started a proper relationship, and then it continued till March 2024, where we finally broke up. And I would like to tell you how my life in Germany was. So this video is gonna be literally about that exact phase of my life. So when I went to Germany, I was really naive, really did not know anything about how life is, how does it work, because at the end of the day in school they will always tell me that I'm a failure. They will always tell me that yeah, everyone else in my class was better than me, and I always had in my brain I gotta be something better. I always try to improve myself in other fields that were not in school. And of course, people that I met in school, that was most of my day, did not appreciate that and did really make it small. Meanwhile, they were thinking that because I was not studying who Napoleon was, it meant that I'm not gonna be a good person in society, something like that. Yeah, when I went to Germany, as I said, really naive. Homeless helped me at 2 a.m. to find my apartment. This is also something really dangerous, actually, if I think about that today, because in the area where I was, there was drug dealers, people putting drugs on them because it's Hauptbahnhof from München. And these homeless, and I had cash on me, and this homeless helped me, but it could have ended also some another way. And I did not really think it in my brain because, as I said, really naive, really stupid, really believing that everyone was good as I was, and that the only villain in life and in the story are my parents. That's the only thing what I was thinking about. I went to Germany, and I went without an apartment because I didn't sign any contract before leaving. I just found someone that wanted to give me their apartment without sending me real pictures, they just told me, you gotta give me 1,200 euro and come in my apartment. And I did not know if it was true or not because it was via Facebook and not via official pages. And after that, I went to the apartment, I paid, and I thought, now that I'm free from my family, I'm free from everyone, I'm gonna have the best life, I'm gonna go out every night, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Guys, I did not know that I was such a peaceful person, because the first thing what I did when I decided and I started living alone, and it was something that surprised me too, was literally waking up at 5-6 in the morning and having all of my routine. And in the evening, yes, I was drinking alcohol, so I was drinking a glass of wine, a glass of rosé, and putting some really soft music, and then 10 p.m. I would have been in my bed. So after 1 week of having this cycle, this type of lifestyle, and I was spending most of my time in a park sitting and just literally reading, writing, meditating. That was how I was spending my time. And honestly, I was really surprised from that thing because, once you're living somewhere where everyone is oppressing you, and when they oppress you, you want to rebel, but at the same time, you don't really know who you are, because when someone tells you don't wear red, the only thing you're thinking is, I want to wear red, but you don't know that actually you're the type of person that does not like red but likes to wear something pink. So I had to take out these noises from my life in order to understand that, I don't like clubbing, I don't like so many things, and I always knew I don't like stupid people around me. But by living alone and having the choice to get people around me or not, that's when I understood that, actually I'm a difficult person, and I would say different person, and I was enjoying staying by myself. So within this week, I started looking for jobs, and an opportunity came in a restaurant where I could have just worked in the restaurant in the kitchen and cleaning dishes, doing this type of, and helping the chef, these type of things. They gave me this opportunity, and the paycheck, I think it was 1,100 euro a month. They would have given me a room where I could live, and I could have worked for them from day one. So I left this apartment and I went directly there. And once I did this, I started this experience in this restaurant. The only thing is that it was one of the worst. No, I won't say one of the worst, because by now I really have a lot of work experience, but actually I would say honestly one of the worst work experience, that truth, because there was sexual harassment, there was looking down at people. You feel stuck in that job. It's quite difficult to find another job because you never go out from there, because the restaurant was quite outside from the city and you're sleeping literally in the building, not building, but in the house next to the restaurant. And I didn't have a car, so I could not go anywhere. But still, within 2 weeks, where I drank heavily because that was not the job that I wanted, and in order to support this job, I literally had to drink alcohol, because otherwise there was no way the next day, like, I would have slept. Like, I could not sleep at night thinking about what I was going through during the day. Guys, it was nothing special. Like, all right, 1 time, 2 times there was some kind of sexual harassment, but for but for the other days it was literally like such a bad work where everyone is drinking, everyone is really yelling, and this type of things that I did not really enjoy. So for me, in order to sleep at night, I had to drink. I did this thing, and within 2 weeks I left this job because I don't even remember why I left. I think I just said that's not for me, and I was like, let me go back to the apartment where I was living, because in this house next to my previous job, next to the job, I was not the only one in the room. We were 3-4 women in this room. So you can understand that the quality of life was really, really bad. So I went back to my really nice studio, really nice small apartment where I was living in. And I was really lucky that I ended up in that apartment. And I was like, let me just stay here and figure out a new job, a new career, a new path. I reached the point that I could not afford anymore to live in that apartment. So I went to another apartment where I would have paid much less. And the owner of this apartment told me, that was also 1 bedroom, told me, hey, look, I'm gonna sleep in the kitchen, you're gonna take the bedroom and you're gonna make it yours, no worries, you have your privacy, you have your toilet and everything. I'm gonna sleep in the kitchen. And when I told him why you're doing this, he told me simply because I need this money and you need the apartment, so we both sacrifice. And I was like, all right, since I already slept with this women, let's do this with this man. If it was not that in the evening he would have come in my room and like knock in my room and come with some type of alcohol and been like, I want to play chess, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I wanted to get rid of him. Let's say that within a week I'm out because I started living with my ex, because my ex owed me money. So because he owed me money, he told me, hey, look, I know I owe you this money, I cannot pay it back to you right now. That's the reason why I finished my money. So come and live with me, and where you can get it from the rent. So I had 2 months for free, and I was applying for jobs. I started also working in a bakery for 1-2 months, but they saw that they could not also do for me the documents, and I did not understand why. They were really nice people. They even came back previously in my life within 1 month back. And after that, I started working in a restaurant, and this restaurant made me work black. So I could put some money on the side that I could live with, but I could not really have a full-time job. After that opportunity, I really asked myself, why cannot companies put me under their name? And then I discovered that because I had the Moroccan passport, still I was not allowed to work in Germany, even though I was a resident in Europe forever. So yeah, the only solution was actually to work in a fast food and be linked for a year. And if you don't work in that fast food for a year, they're gonna again not allow you anymore to work in the country. So I was really scared to do this step. I started babysitting, I started doing these type of things just to put some money on the side. Doing birthdays for children, simply because I did not want to be linked in a fast food for 1 year, because I know my character, that to earn really small money and be treated really bad is not, like, it would have ruined me. However, once I got my passport, my Italian nationality, oh sorry, and on top of that, me and my ex needed money because he did not, the reason why I say he is because he had to pay the rent from his salary, but every time that we were putting money in order to pay the rent, he always had a reason to spend the money somewhere else. And he told me, yeah, the rent can wait, because I already spoke with the reception. They told me it's fine, we can pay even at the end of the reservation. So I was like, all right, I don't know what you spoke about, but all right. And within 5 months, they came to us, 4 or 5 months, and they were like, you have more than 5,000-6,000 euro open, and you need to pay it as soon as possible. Otherwise, you are gonna be kicked out and we're gonna call the police on you. Let me just tell you that this person put in the room. This person was 1987, so he was literally 14 years older than me. Instead of putting the room under his name, for some weird reason, he put the room under my name, and I did not know it. So the room was under my name, and I was 18 plus, so I could go to prison. And if the police comes, who do you think they're gonna arrest? Yes, me. So when I noticed all of that thing, and I was like, the room is under my name, the shit is already done, I cannot change anything. Then I was like, all right, let me go to Italy. So first of all, we asked his mother. He asked his mother some money. She said no. I had to ask her because I am more reliable, I am more trustworthy. So she said yes. So she gave us money that I paid back from my salary once I went back to Germany to leave. And the reason why I left Germany is because, again, we needed even more money. So because I was not allowed to work in Germany, I went to Italy for 2-3 months and I worked my ass off, no break, for 90 days, no day off. And if I tell you that every cent that I was making, I was sending it straight away to Germany with Western Union. And he was putting me in such a situations where he would just call me at 3 a.m. and tell me, I just passed through the reception. They told me that if I don't pay by tonight, like the next night, 700 euro, they're gonna cancel the reservation and call the police on you. And if they call the police on me and I'm in Italy, when you go back to Germany, they do the control of the passport, so they would just arrest me. So I was going to my boss that I was working literally for 4 days, begging for money, taking the money, sending it to Germany, to then go to Germany after 3 months. I paid everything. In my head, I'm really logic with money. I know exactly what I sent. I know exactly how much I made. I know exactly how much it was open in the hotel. And once I went back to Germany, I was living my life, passing through the reception. And one day the receptionist tells me, when are you gonna pay the rest of the amount? And I was like, sorry, what? I was like, we already paid. And she's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, we already paid. And she's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, all right, great. Can you please print for me all the receipt from day one of what we owe you and what we paid? And while he was at work, I was matching what we paid with what we did not pay, and when I sent the money to Germany. And for 2 or 3 times that he asked me money in the middle of the night and I sent it, he did not pay the rent. And we're talking about maybe 1,500 euros, something like that. He did not pay it. And I went to Italy, worked my ass off, no day off. I had the beach literally there, and I never went to swim one time because I could not afford myself even to buy myself a fresh tea, because I wanted to get all the debt to be paid. And that was the situation. Whatever, he told me he paid and that the reception did not give him the receipt, and that is the issue from the reception. And I had to believe him because I had no other choice. I started working in a fast food for 7-8 months while living still in the previous hotel, and I was paying rent and paying. So 2 paychecks. The rent was 1/3 of our paychecks together. and we could not manage to pay the rent. Imagine that. So I was working literally no stop. I was not buying myself shoes. I was not buying myself a winter jacket. I was not buying myself anything that even my future friend that I made afterwards, she was like, can you just please buy yourself a lipstick? And I'm like, no, I don't need it. But simply because I had that mindset that I should not buy myself nothing, because money was a scarcity in my life. So I was going to work in this fast food that I was thinking with my ex-boyfriend jacket, with the same jeans that would get ripped off here inside, and I had to repair them in the evening. Same thing about my stuff shoes. I was repairing them in the evening, and it was so cold in winter with that shoes, but I was like, I don't have any choice. Till I saw that that was not the type of life that I wanted. I did not like it. So I said, you know what? Let me just say to my ex that I want to change job. And he's like, no, don't do it. Even his mother, no, don't do it. And I'm like, I'm doing it. So I printed my CV in the reception, and that's how everything started. And I started working in the hotel. Because the mindset of this family, of my ex, was literally like, at least you have something fixed. You never know in life. Keep what you have. Don't look for more, because don't be greedy, because if you're greedy, you might go against the wall. That's the type of mindset that they are. And so yeah, I started working in this hotel, and as I started working, the general manager got fired, the front office manager got fired, left the job, sorry. 2 other colleagues left the job. So it was literally me and other 2 receptionists. All of us were receptionists. And there was no one from management, to the extent that we did not even have toilet paper at a certain point, literally. And there was such a heavy rain for 1 week that even the company that should have provided us the towels did not provide us the towels or the covers for bed, literally for 1 week. So imagine all the people that's made reservation. And I literally, again, was in survival mode. So I was working 12, 13 hours a day in order to make everything work. And for me, it was easier to work that long simply because I was living there. So they appreciated this, and they were really thankful for the fact that I literally sacrificed half of my day simply to work on something that I was not supposed to work on. Making the reservation, checking booking.com, checking Expedia, checking literally everything, making in some type of way the rates were different, so I had to adjust them. I had to do so many things, and they were thankful to the extent that they gave me a promotion. Once I got the promotion, I changed hotel. I went to a luxurious hotel. I worked there. I got another promotion, and that was my life. Before changing hotel, since I was living in the hotel where I was working, and I was making, by the way, around 2,000 euro on a monthly basis, 2,000 or slightly more, 2,200 on a monthly basis. And again, I was ending up at the end of the month with no money, because he was making slightly less than me, but somehow he was eating all of my money. So I was feeling like I could not get the promotion unless I fucking literally break up with this person. So I broke up with him. I got the promotion. I got myself an apartment, and I changed job with the luxurious No. And I kept working there with this promotion. Within that 6 months, I lost 30 kilos, and I was living my best life. I was literally ignoring any type of man attention. Literally, my flirty side was literally not there. And I was living my life. I put 10,000 euro on the side. I bought myself everything what I was wishing and putting in my wish list for so long, but never really bought it for myself. So I bought it myself, everything, and nothing was missing in my life. I even had a personal trainer. Everything was so perfect. But then I got this person, I accepted this person back in my life, and he kind of improved in the way that he was treating me. But money-wise, he was really the same person. Again, eating all of my money. Before he started eating my money, when he came back, I left my job, and I wanted to pass one year at home to just focus on myself, because I was literally working all time long and I needed some break. and I was gaining some money from government, so many things, but yeah, it did not go the way that I thought, because the 1 year became 6 months, because even though I had money on the side, even though I was receiving money from government, this person again ate all of my money. I reached to the point that I needed to find another job. So I went and I applied for another job for a luxurious hotel. I worked there and I was making almost 3,000 euro on a monthly basis. And this person that started living in my apartment again and everything, again started eating all of my money. I let him do it literally for 1 to 3 months. The 4th month, where I was gaining even more money because I worked also at night, I was like, I'm not gonna let you eat it. I know something is happening. I know something is gonna come again. Another debt will come soon and I'm not willing to pay for it. And I need you to be out of my life in order for me to feel not guilty saying no, okay? Because I would have felt guilty for not paying his debt and let him go to prison. Like, does it make sense? And one time he even ended up in prison. It was after one vacation that we had. We were coming back in Germany by train. And as I said, they do the passport control. They controlled his passport. And of course, he had debt. And they took him to prison. And when they took him to prison, I called crying his mother and I was like, this is what is happening. We need a solution, because they were asking him like 1,200 euro. And his mother, instead of saying, oh my God, my son, I'm gonna pay, she said, I'm gonna pay. Her man has money. He has even a company. I'm gonna pay. Let me know when you're gonna give me the money back. That was the first time I had the courage to tell her, girl, that's your son. That's his issue. I'm not paying you back anything. It's between you and him. Once he's gonna go out and you pay for it, then you're gonna ask him when he's gonna pay you, etc. But don't put me in the middle. She understood that and she was like, all right, then I'm gonna talk to him about how he's gonna pay to me. And of course, he never paid it back to her. This said, yeah, so after the 4th month, I saw that some debt would have come, and it came, and I broke up with him. I remember it was the 15th of March, 2024. I broke up with him. He's doing a scene and everything, but I don't want to change my mind. And within 3 days, he receives a paper of something that he has to pay, again, 1,500 euro. And I had 2,000 euro put it in my bank account from that monthly salary. So it was the first time I had money in my bank account and no one knew about it. So like, he knew it because he knows how much I earned, but he not asked me the money. But he received the fine. It was 1,500 euro. Only he knew that I had the money. His mother did not know, because if his mother knew, she would have told me, again, pay, and I will pay to you back, inshallah. But she did not tell me, she did not know that I had, and I also told her I don't have money. He knew I had money, but I'm like, I'm not giving you anything. You're no one for me, literally. You're my ex. Like, you're just literally still living in my apartment. So, nope. No, I'm not gonna pay this for you. So I, thank God, I got this feeling that I was like, something is happening again. It was literally the 20th time that happened within that 4 years. And I was so sad, because when I broke up with him, it was the 15th of March. So I had 15 days where I had no money. The reason why I broke up with him is because I had no money anymore. It was the 15th of the month and I literally had no money in my bank account. And I was gaining more than 3 times the rent, and we were working, the both of us. Can you imagine that? So it was the 15th. I didn't even have the money to pay my food. That's even my personal trainer. I cried when I went to the gym and I had to train with my personal trainer. He was like, how are you doing? And as long as he said that, how are you doing, I just started crying. And our gym session became a psychologist session where he told me clearly, like, Sara, you're an amazing person, but if that person does not make you happy, does not matter what I think about him, because he knew him, does not mean what I think about him, خلاص يا أخي, does not matter what I think about him, but if that person is not making your life easier, is making it only worse, then please break up with him. Don't let this type of people be in your life. And when he said so, I kept it in my mind. I thought about it, and I broke up. And I was again in a call with my personal trainer, and I told him, hey, look, that's my situation. And that is what is happening. And he even proposed me to give me money. And he has his wife, he has his children. So I am the type of person, sadly, that I was the type of person that sadly would have not taken money from someone. So I just told him, no worries, I won't ask enough from your money, maybe in the future, but let me figure this out. And I managed to get money from my job through commission, through tips. I was really nice to people in order to get the highest tip possible. And that's how I saved myself for that 15 days. But it was so depressive because I was literally sitting in my bed and just crying all day long because I did not have money, literally. And why did I let all of this happen to myself? I was lost in life because I had no money, but I had a good job. But I never wanted to live in Germany. The reason why I was in Germany, it was because I could not jump to Dubai. It was too much a big jump to Dubai from straight on. And the reason why I was still in Germany within 4 years is because once I came back with my boyfriend 1 year back, I told him we can start a relationship again, but within 1 year I want to go to Dubai. He told me, no, we're gonna go together to Dubai, no worries, we're gonna make it together. And I was like, all right, then instead of 1 year I give you 2 years in order to study English, and then we can go together. And within a year I literally saw that he never subscribed to any English course, did not do anything. He just bought an English book that he left there and never completed. And I was like, yep, I got my answer. He's finishing my money as before. He's not studying English, so there's no point for me to be here another year to make this bet expire and be like, okay, you did not make it within 2 years, then I'm gonna go alone. Why should I wait 2 years? So I broke up and I was completely lost in life because, again, zero money, zero anything. I arrived to my birthday that I was crying and crying in the toilet for all day long because I was feeling like a failure. So my mother calls me and she's like, happy birthday. And I'm just crying and I'm crying. She gives me some money and she tells me, Sara, you want to go to Dubai, right? And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, all right, take this money. And I know this is nothing, but because I already had the plan. I already had the plan to go to Dubai and I knew I needed 10,000 euros to go to Dubai. So I knew that in that April, I was putting money on the side, but I needed 10,000 euros. So that meant that I would have had to wait with that man in my house because he would have not fucking left. He would have not left. He would have stayed there till the last day that I had to leave. And I knew that I had to stay by calculation because I calculated how much money I could have put it on the side on a monthly basis, literally till the end of September. I wanted to suicide. I was like, I don't want to stay here that long. I'm so depressed. I'm so sad. That's not the life that I wanted. That's not the life that I worked hard for. And my mother anticipated me 3,000 euro. And within 2 months, I made the other 7,000 euro. Don't ask me how I did it. I just did it. I mean, with my work, of course, but I was working day and night and I did not care. I cut it my personal trainer. I cut it everything. Any expense was out. I was paying just the rent and my food, and that's it. And the train to go to work. And that's it. Literally. Not the train, the subway. So my expenses were to zero. So I put it 7,000 euro on the side within 2 months. I got 3,000 euro from my mother. Boom, I booked the ticket, and that's how I came here in Dubai. So this is the story of me in Germany. What did I learn from this? A lot. I had to go through a lot of experiences where self-love was not a value, was not a skill that I had, where I always knew I would have achieved something, but at the same time, I never really believed in myself, because if I did believe in myself, I would have not sought validation from these type of people, from my ex, from his mother, from his family. I reached the point, I didn't tell you this, guys, I reached the point where I was still working in the fast food, that I tried to, but not in a loud way. I just took a really strong medicine for the heart of my ex, and I took a couple of them, and without telling him anything, I was just waiting for the thing to happen, but nothing happened because my body was strong. And my body, even though I was feeling extremely bad and I thought that if I would have slept, I would have been gone, I slept, but nothing happened. I woke up again to the amazing life that I was living in. And I'm extremely glad. I'm extremely glad that this happened, but I reached the point where I literally had a dream of the type of life that I wanted to live, and I saw that anything what I was living was not what I wanted to live, where the people that I had around me were not the quality of people that I wanted, where the city where I was living in that was considering me just an outsider, like Kanaka, wie die sagen, and that was the whole thing. And the relationship I was in was extremely broken, wrong, and toxic that I could have ever ended in. And what hurts me the most is that for this person, I did so much. I paid all of his debt to the extent that he's completely clean. I don't know if he's still clean, but he was completely clean when I left him. I helped him lose 40 kilos. Meanwhile, he helped me gain 30 kilos. So I helped him lose 40 kilos. I cleaned all of his debt. I made him stop smoking for 2 years. And once I left, this person came back to the same person he was, and he even grew his hair quite long because it was good on him, it was suiting him, right? I completely made out of him another person, and he really acted like he wanted to be that person, but he did not, because once I left, he came back with a 40 kilos plus, smoking. He cut his hair. He literally cancelled my effect in his life. I am always trying to find a good thing in anything what happens in me, for me. Like whatever happens, even if something is not really making me happy, at least that person, yes, they hurt me, but they earned good skills from me. I'm doing good in people's life. That's the way that I think. And this person literally cancelled all of the good things I made in his life. And that hurts, not because he's the same person he was before me, because I don't care about that. It's because my pain was worthless. I went through everything what I went through, but no one gained out of it. No one. Not even me, because I gained it afterwards. I gained it leaving that country and coming to Dubai and challenging myself again. But everything what I went through and everything what I had to go through back in Germany, no one gained out of it. And I'm like, you had the opportunity to have me in your life, and I improved your quality life so much that then when I saw you, that you came back to the same pathetic person that you were before I got to know you, literally. It does not hurt because I don't care, but it makes me understand that I lost my time. It's like helping a homeless. You're helping that person to find an apartment, find a job, build themselves again, and you're happy, you're so proud that you took out of your pockets in order to give to this homeless and make him have a better life. And then all of a sudden you discover that they went back to the streets by a stupid choice, and you took so much from your own in order to give to that people. So that was what actually happened with me. And tell me, what do you think about this type of videos? I spoke a lot. I need to drink water. I'm watching the water. I just want to drink it, but I need to finish this video. Tell me, what do you think about this video? The next one is going to be about the Dubai experience. I'm going to record it right now. And yeah, love you really much. Please put like and write down a comment in order to increase the engagement, in order to make me understand what is the type of content that you like most. And yeah, bye.